Hello. So I am out here tending to our driveway. As you can see, it's gravel. And it's gravel that way. And every season, once the rain gets in there and soaks the dirt up a little bit, I have to straighten everything out from the summer. During the summertime, it dries up, and every time you turn these corners, just spits up gravel, and then the rain hits and ruts it all up. So if anyone has a long gravel driveway, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is a yearly thing to keep it up, or it just goes to hell real quick. But yeah, that's what we're doing, and we have a new driver, so she's learning how to drive on the gravel also. But yeah, it's mainly the weather though. Yeah, it gets really dry, and then in the winter it gets really wet, and if you don't tend to it, there's holes everywhere. So it's really hard to see the rutting, but I try to get some close-ups of it, and you can see where the water just kind of rushes down and starts cutting away at it. And if I don't get on it and keep it nice, it just makes big ruts everywhere. So this is after a couple rains we had, nothing too major. Um, and throughout the whole summer of us, once it dries up real bad, it just turns everything up. So um,
It gets really loose.
yeah, it gets really loose. So I have to go through and fix it all, and it goes all the way down that way. It's quite the long gravel driveway. And then I decided to put some. I tried doing this before, putting some like water diverters in, but they weren't very deep. I just did it with a shovel, and yeah, a little bit hard to do with a shovel. So this year I decided to make them nice and deep with the backhoe, and then just hopefully it'll be better. So here I go, starting right here at the beginning of the gate. It's a lot deeper than it looks. So I have to just start scraping around and pulling whatever gravel I got that's built up around the edges from us driving. So it creates almost like a berm. So I just start cutting into it and bringing it back and filling the holes. So it's not the fastest process, but it works. I keep depends on the angle of my bucket and everything else, how much I'm trying to drag, but I have to kind of cut into it and then smooth it and then go back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually speeded up too because the tractor does not go very fast in reverse. But we've done lots of things over the years, like down the hole inside the ditches. We hand placed all the rocks in from the property when we were building. Um, yeah, we did weeks of that, driving around collecting all the rocks we could find and packing the ditches.
Mm-hmm.
We had everyone helping.
So that we didn't have to do this, but time.
Time has caused it to do it.
Yeah. Time and Mother Nature.
Yeah, we had everyone helping us, the kids, and
Neighbors.
yeah, the neighbor was helping, and my grandparents came out and helped a few times. Um, yeah, it was a long process, but yeah, you can see everywhere where we turn, it just so it starts cutting a hole and then creates a berm. So I just keep dragging the gravel back and forth until it fills in the holes, and then I can make a nice smooth pass with the tractor. But if you try too hard, the tractor leans and then just cuts the driveway even worse. So it's a process for sure. And over the years, I found with this tractor, with the backhoe on the back of it, if I try to drag it going down the hill, it doesn't put hardly any weight on the bucket at all. So it just slides over and doesn't fix anything. So, and I also have a box scraper, but it's not hydraulic adjust. All I can do is go up and down with it. The rest is manual. So you have to get off with the crescent wrench, tilt it for your angle.
I'm sorry. Hold on. What's a box scraper?
It's a box that fits on the back that scrapes.
Scrapes the dirt?
Yes.
Scrapes the gravel? Oh,
And
okay.
it's made for flattening, but with all of our turns and corners and not flat ground, It doesn't do a very good job.
Well,
I would have to stop every turn and readjust it, and then only do that turn, and then have to stop and adjust it. And yeah, it made. I tried using it, and I just made it a lot worse than it is.
uh,
So if I use the bucket like this, I can adjust it as I go, tilt harder to cut more, ease it up when I need to, and then like when I back uphill like this, even with all the weight this direction, um, I still push down the bucket enough the front tires come off the ground, and so I'm just sliding backwards, trying to put as much weight on the ground as I can to flatten it out. And I pull it up the hill because gravity, rain, all the rocks, and then any of the looser stuff when we get big rains, it pushes all the gravel down to the bottom of the hill.
mm-hmm.
So you have to pull what builds up at the bottom back up the driveway, or yeah, I'll be like have no gravel on top and a whole lot down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm backing up here because I made such a pile. I had to kind of fill in that hole I kept running into. Because right here, there's always a real big rut from where everyone turns coming out the gate. So I pull it one way and turn around, pull it back down, pull it back up, just whatever it takes to fill it and make it halfway flat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do this before the rain really comes in again and it wets it all, it locks it down pretty good, and we'll have a good season without making a lot of holes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do really good, I'll do it again before the end of the winter. Pick a nice
Mm-hmm.
good day, I can go through and re-straighten everything out, and then it lasts throughout the summer. Because in the summer months, I can't do this. It's so dry
Why?
out.
Why can't you do it in the summer?
Yeah, because it gets so dry out with all the dry grass around. I'm afraid if I scraped it with the bucket, I would start a fire.
Mm, that's very true.
So you don't want to be doing this in the really dry part of the season.
Absolutely not.
As you see, you can see the dirt's nice and moist right now. Plus, it works really easy when the dirt's all dry and hard. You can't hardly do anything with it. It does just sit there and it's like iron.
Mm-hmm.
So when it has a little moisture but not enough to make mud, you can actually manipulate it the way you want to.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is pertinent information for anybody, but since we've bought this so many times, I do know. It's stuck in my brain. It's 3/4 inch road base.
Yeah, and some people use bigger stuff. They use like inch and a half plus or minus. Um, I like this stuff because it drags easy. When I need to fix it, I can smooth it and make it pretty nice looking. The bigger stuff, there's so many bigger rocks, it doesn't spread very easy, and it'll catch a rock, and then you just drag that rock back and make a hole in the road.
Mm.
So it's a lot harder. It wouldn't move as much if you had a really good inch and a half base, and it was like locked down with the vibrator tractor and all that good stuff. It would stay probably longer, but yeah, we had some of that, and then we went to this kind because it's a lot easier to smooth.
We did?
Yeah, the first couple loads when we moved here, it was all mud. And then we went, and it was just like you couldn't hardly, like when I was doing it with a shovel and a rake, that stuff's insane to try to move around with a rake and shovel. It's all bigger rocks. You can't, shoveling it was way more difficult.
Well, I have done it also several times,
Mm-hmm.
even in the rain, and it is difficult for me, whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, and so this is over over 20 years, and not until 2017, 18, 2018 did we get the tractor.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So from like the first 15 plus,
Yeah.
we every time we had a driver, we went down there with rakes and shovels and picks and whatever all the tools we could use
Yep.
and try to flatten it out the best we could.
Yeah.
Since we had the tractor, it's been a lot nicer.
That one time we went down there, it was like pouring down rain and
Yeah,
washing the road out as we were standing there with the shovels.
Because I was running out of the ditches and just cutting across the road.
And then we both got sick
Yeah, that was horrible.
standing in the rain.
So I try to do this before that now.
Yeah. After it rains, but before it's like pouring down rain.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Yeah, because you can get it to go where you want it to go and kind of get your trails all set up where the water goes. And so yeah, this year I definitely spent a little bit more time and tried to make the diverters better.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to stand out in the rain with shovels anymore.
No, neither do I. It was no fun. And our new driver is getting better, so hopefully she'll like it being smoother now because she mentioned how bumpy it was getting. It's like, it's from you, right?
She's a rock star.
Yeah.
Her mom taught her how to drive.
But with the the new driver stuff and all the washboards from going up it so fast, hitting the bumps, making it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be much nicer for the wintertime.
Okay, but also, can I say that I had you put wood chips here
Mm-hmm.
down this side of the driveway?
Yes, we went all the way down the side.
Yeah, so that we didn't have to mow it because that was a lot of mowing to do. Well, it doesn't really look like it, but it really is.
It's weed eating because you can't really.
Weed eating, mowing. That's all
You
part
had to
of
walk through it with a weed eater because our mower just nothing but banging rocks.
it. And I've noticed in editing this video that it looks like it's turning into nice dirt under those wood chips.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Definitely decomposing.
Which is what I wanted.
Because before it was nothing but clay and rocks.
But so now we could, and weeds, clay and more rocks and weeds.
Star thistle. I hate star thistle.
But now we can plant stuff in it, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, yay.
It's not a really thick layer, but
Well,
if not this year, then years upcoming for sure.
maybe we'll get a couple more loads of wood chips and spread them out again.
Yeah. We were lucky enough to catch the guys doing the line clearing down the roads, and we got them to open our gate and said, "Hey, buddy, why don't you give us some chips?"
Oh, yes, they loved it too. It was very easy for them.
Yeah, and we just had them dump them here alongside the road here, and I just took the tractor and spread them out.
Yeah, I think it was 8 loads of wood chips they dumped right in there where you're at.
Yeah, and then a couple more on the corner up above, and
Mm-hmm.
we've used them in the garden. That's what we do is we got some cardboard and we lay down and throw some chips on it. We're in the greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely made it better for weed eating because that was a pain.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's flat here, so it's all on a hill.
Mm-hmm. And nothing is actual dirt. It's all rock.
Mm-hmm. Clay and rock and decomposed granite.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our soil, even where our garden is, you'll see in other videos, but all that used to be just a big clay, just a big spread of clay through there, and it was all muddy and
Yeah. People used to try to drive there and park there, and several people have gotten stuck there and
rutted it all up.
Yeah.
So we built a big garden there, and then built up our soil. And
so our dirt that we have has all the minerals and stuff that it needs. There's just no actual soil to plant in. So that's what we need.
Plenty of rock dust.
Yeah. We have all that. Even though we buy some, but like it's all there. It's just there's no dirt. So we gotta make our own dirt.
So yeah, so you
Which has nothing to do with the road, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. But you can see where all the way up the inside of this from that we had that last big rain here a few months. Well, it's been a month or so ago, and fresh out of the hole, it just rutted coming all the way down this inside, a few inches deep. So I have to go through and straighten it all and even wash some of the chips in over the gravel.
Mhm.
So I go back and kind of cut a new line in there and widen our driveway back out, fix the holes. And our rocks, you can't see it, it's off to the right hand side of your screen. They're covered in old dry weeds,
Mhm.
but that's completely hand set rocks all the way up and up the other direction where it was.
Mhm.
And we'll probably be doing some videos of some brush clearing too this year if we can get around to it. We didn't do a lot last year, but we did quite a bit the year before.
Mhm. But we also do have a fun project down at the gate to do someday.
Hmm.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully make a chill spot. We have a
Mhm.
seasonal creek that runs down the side of our property.
And I was unaware that it belonged to us.
Yeah,
And then I said, hey, I think this needs attention. There's a culvert pipe down there.
yeah, it's like a big 3 foot culvert pipe that we drive across coming into our property.
And I called this company and I said, hey, I think this is yours and I think you need to look at it. And they looked up their records and maps and whatever and said, nope, that's yours, ma'am.
Yeah,
And, oh, okay. First of all, bummer. We have to fix it. Second of all, that's super cool because I'm going to fix it the way I want to fix it.
yeah. So I don't think you can see it in the video here, but I started cutting the road into the side because it kind of goes down quite a bit into where the water runs, and so we're actually going to make a little road down into there and maybe dig into where the water is and make us a little swimming hole or something
Uh-huh.
for the summertime.
Yeah. And it's shaded.
Hmm. I just have to clear all the blackberries and trees and all the other stuff that's down in there, but
Mhm.
yeah, we thought we'd make a nice little cool chill spot. Maybe even if it's waist deep, whatever spot to go and get wet in the summertime and chill,
Yeah.
enjoy the property.
If we can make it deeper, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think I can as deep as I can dig with the backhoe, depending on rocks.
Yeah.
But it will be pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, so I just keep going and keep dragging the rocks I can pull up and smooth it out, and then keep bringing it back up the hill. So I tried getting some different views, and here's one from the driver's seat, and the audio is so horrible with the tractor and the scraping noises. We thought you didn't want to hear that, so you get to hear us talking.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is what it looks like. So you see the little holes and ruts. I just start pulling what gravel I can get where it's thicker and dragging it back, and it starts smoothing in the holes, and then you just got to keep doing that over and over again, dragging where it's heavy and pushing it into where it's light. But every pass, depending on how deep I'm digging in, it leaves those lines, and so I just have to keep going over it until I get those lines gone basically, and all the washboards filled out and the rut's full, and I just keep going back and forth. So this was a 2 day process. Um, I mean, I didn't work on it all day, but I worked on a good portion of the first day and then a few hours the next day. And yeah, and it's just difficult when you get to the corners because everything's at an angle. The track, you're turning, the hill sloped. The tractor wants to lean, and when the tractor leans, the bucket digs in and makes a big hole right through your gravel into the dirt. And you're trying not to do that because you're making it worse. So yeah, anyway, fun learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
So then I come over here, and this is where I decided I was going to make the water diverter a little better. decided I'm tired of shoveling it out each year with the shovel. I'm going to make a nice, good water diverter. And then I went and carved it all out, scraped some gravel into it, packed it down with the tires. Then I went and got rock, filled in with bigger rock. I have a big rock pile I've been pulling out every project I do. When I dig a hole or do anything on this property, it just immerses pounds and pounds of large rocks. And so you can't do anything with the dirt with all the big rocks in it. So once I dig something, I usually try to pick out as many as I can. And I make this big pile. So I kind of have a big rock pile I go to for stealing rocks for projects.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'll have enough to do a rock wall somewhere.
Comes in handy. I've used lots in the garden and
Mm-hmm.
where you need a rock.
So I tried to, dig it really deep toward the edge and then feather it coming up lighter and lighter. So you can see I'm just kind of just making enough where the water's going to want to run down it, hopefully. And then I put some gravel over the actual dirt so it has rocks and drove up and down it, packed it in. And then, yeah, so you can see what's the dirt there. That's what she was talking about earlier is under the chips. It looks like actual dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked all the way until I couldn't see no more that night. And then this was the next day. After I straightened it out, I figured I would take a little tour, and it's the rocks in the little diverters I made. And hopefully that will do the deed this year, and maybe a couple years this time.
Yeah.
I got the corner nice and flat. And anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and
See you next time.
see you next time. Bye.
Bye.